How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and this time I am building another set of housing, I guess, but this one is actually all lower floor stuff. So this is gonna be the bottom of this house. It's gonna have another house attached to it, and then also inside of the house a little bit. I'm gonna be doing some decorating and then some like just bedding, I guess. Nothing too crazy on the actual house itself, just this little room, which ends up being kind of cool. It is pretty open, but I think I'm probably going to end up closing off this side of the settlement anyway. This probably is going to have a fence around the outside of it so that people can't just get in. But what the concept for this was just to shape the bottom of this house, or bottom of the upstairs building, into a room using floors and these junk walls to make it look like it's pretty well supported, and then just scrappy looking. Also right here, I'm just trying to make sure that it is at a height that's below the what's it called? The windows. I can't think of words. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I just go ahead and add some of these scaffolding floor pieces. The reason I do this right here is just because I wanted to fill this in using a different texture than the floor piece that I just used, and just to fill in this area up to the window. But this room ends up turning out pretty interesting, actually. I think that it looks kind of cool. I just kind of separate it off, and then the room ends up looking different. It's not just a big open box. Well, it is a box shape, but on the inside it looks a little bit more interesting than just an open room. But whenever I was building this, I wasn't sure what side I wanted the settlers to actually enter on. And then also right here, I was trying to find the pieces, these pieces, the window boards and stuff, because I couldn't remember what section those were in. And then I know that one of the pieces is actually a door board as well, but I end up using it on the windows, I think, just to break up the texture so it's not all the same textures and everything like that. Right here, I was trying to see if I could get just those wooden boards on the outside, but it's not really working too well. I end up moving it around like that, and I decided that it'd probably look better if it was boarded up from the inside. I was trying to see if I could do the same thing. It's like, I don't know if it'll let me, but I ended up just placing it down, and then that's when I decided that I'd probably just go ahead and board all of these up from the inside, and then glitch whatever I could to make it kind of look like layers. So like this piece right here, I was able to get it to where there's one back piece in the window and then a couple boards on the front, and I go to check to make sure it looks good. Nothing's clipping on the outside, so that's fine with me. And like I was saying, I wasn't sure how I wanted the settlers to actually get into this little house. So up to this point, I was kind of unsure if I wanted to close off this side or if I wanted to close off the other side. But I just went ahead and tried this side, and I thought that that was the better choice of the two sides. And I just used another junk wall. This is the one that's got the angled support pieces or whatever. And yeah, places neatly. I tried to make it where the wooden beam across the middle lined up actually with the floorboard on the inside, and then now I can't actually get the game to let me select this junk wall, so I just end up pulling it out, and I moved it to the left a little bit because it wasn't all the way closed off technically. It was kind of, you could see kind of a small gap between the junk walls in that corner, and you can still kind of see it. I think that's, I do move this one, and I think it does let me actually pick up this. Nope. So I just end up trying from a different angle, and I think it actually lets me. Yeah, this time it let me, it said junk wall, so it actually let me. And then I go to check to make sure that there's no gaps in the ceiling as well, and there wasn't. So now I actually was trying to figure out if I could, so I go to the wood structures tab, or actually I go to junk fences and I get the wires, and with custom vanilla assets, I think that this is added. Yeah, so custom vanilla assets just adds essentially two of these posts on top of each other, and it's kind of, you can kind of see where it clips so that it'll fit, but it doesn't look too bad. But I went ahead and I think I scrapped this in the end because I originally just wanted to have a post just to hold it up, and I wasn't sure if I wanted it in like the middle of the room or if I wanted it like along a beam or at one of the cross sections of the upper floor. But I ended up scrapping that because I ended up just using, I grabbed something. I don't know what it was that I grabbed. I think it grabbed a junk wall or something. But I ended up just using a wall down the middle of the building to kind of make it like one hallway all the way down, a left turn, and then the actual house. So that's not like straight in, you know, just to make it a little bit different. And then, I mean, probably a little bit safer. But, oh, this is how I decided how I wanted to get into the, or this is what I decided to use to actually get into the house. I wanted to line this up with the junk wall on the left and make sure it's straight, because I knew that if I was gonna like, I guess partition the inside, that I would have ended up doing it lined up with the junk fence. Right here, I just was closing off this back room, and I really didn't know how else to do this. I just lined that up with everything, and it fit just fine. It just looked scrappy, so I thought it worked. And then, yeah, right here, I'm just going ahead and boarding up the rest of the windows. But this is a pretty simple build video in general. Nothing too crazy in this video. Just boarding up some windows, placing down some junk walls, some floors, and then that's about it. But overall, it's making quite an interesting structure, I guess, around the actual house. I actually messed around. I like the idea of a house being kind of the skeleton of a build, and then like building off of it and stuff. In an old sanctuary build a long time ago, not on this channel, but whenever I just had the DLCs and stuff. I think it was right after I got the warehouse pieces or the barn pieces or whatever. But I ended up doing that in Sanctuary. I built structures that looked similar to, I mean, as similar as you can be with the barn pieces to the original Sanctuary houses. It was as close as I could get it, I think. And also I did like these, I guess, like skeletons around the Sanctuary houses, where it's like platforms all the way around it and stuff, using those roof pieces and stuff. It was really cool looking whenever you see it in the end. It looks like they kind of just built on top of the house, and it looked really cool. But I've never been able to like recreate it. I've actually tried to do something like that before, and I like, even when I was looking at like the other houses that I had done in Sanctuary, there's like one house that looks the coolest, and none of the others actually look nearly as good. So I don't know. Maybe that's something that I need to try to do again, because it looked really cool. but I don't know. And right here, like I said, I end up using that door board to cover up these windows, and on this part I actually just flipped it around so that it's not the exact same texture. It's really similar, but it's not the exact same thing again, you know? And I just made sure that it was like clipping enough into the wall, but nothing was peeking through or anything. I couldn't get it to look good if the window was showing at all. And yeah, that is the actual full build. There's a piece that I left out of the house on the left, and it was the wall down the middle. But you can see that I mean, I just boarded up the house and I built this little structure on the left. That looks a lot better supported, in my opinion. I think it looks a little bit better now that it has that base on there. Some supports holding it up. And yeah, I think I blended those two junk walls pretty well too, actually. I think that they look all right. Nothing's clipping weird or anything. They look like they kind of just blend together. And then I tried to break up the textures as well, so that's why I used the junk wall with the angled pieces rather than the one with the straight supports, because the way that the plywood is set up on the front is different whenever you face them inward. So you can see there's just a couch and then some storage and stuff like that. This person's got a lot of stuff piling up, and then a bed. That's a texture glitch that is just in the game. I put some stuff up on the shelves and everything in their house. This person's got quite a bit of stuff laying around. And then, like I said, I just boarded up the windows on the house. I tried to make that area a little bit safer. The next set of builds will be on the front of the house, actually, so that's going to be cool. I'm pretty excited for you guys to see the next couple. But yeah, I decorated the inside of this house, and it's kind of like a workshop, I guess, because why not? Minimal decorations out front. Inside you got a nice little eating area. Still the storage for what I imagine is the food and some supplies and stuff like that. Back there we've got our power armor station with some supplies over on the left, and then on this end we've got our crafting stations. We've got the armor and the weapons crafting stations, and yeah, we got all sorts of stuff out here. And yeah, this was mainly decoration pretty much on the inside. And then back here, really simple, just got some beds. I probably could have done some bunk beds. I may go back and change that and make some bunk beds in here, who knows. But yeah, overall I think that this is a pretty cool build. I thought that it's nothing like too crazy, but I think that it adds a nice feel to the inside of the house, kind of like a community workshop area and storage and stuff for the settlement. Not all the storage, because I've got an idea for that, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of this build. Let me know what else you guys would like to see here at Somerville. The first episode should be up today as of me recording this video, so hopefully I get some feedback from you guys and hear what you guys want to see me build here. And yeah, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.